Yeah, what's up everyone? It's Fish Cakes here. So I just finished watching, not finished watching, but I just watched this video with the FD Signifier and Anthony Fantano. And it's this video where they're talking about basically what does being a white rapper like imply for hip hop. And I just want to say that I really like FD Signifier's videos. I just started watching him recently, and like as a black guy like in the US, I think that it's really informative, most of his videos. And I think that even if you aren't black, I think you should still go ahead and check him out because he does some really good videos on like culture and, talking a lot about, the history behind a lot of, you know, pretty interesting topics regarding, black people. So I really want to talk first of all about hip hop, and obviously their video comes from a hip hop centered background, and they're talking a lot about like Vanilla Ice and about some other like Aesop Rock and like Eminem and stuff like that. A lot of different white rappers who are sort of, change the landscape of what we consider hip hop today. And I just want to say that as a kid growing up, I wasn't really a super big hip hop fan at first. I feel like it was kind of just a default on the radio. So Matt from the future here, I just wanted to comment on this a sec. So yeah, I actually did listen to a lot of hip hop, and I actually liked a lot of it when I was a little kid, probably like 3 or 4, but I would listen to like Nelly, and I would listen to stuff like Jay-Z and whatnot, and there's a plenty of videos of me like dancing as a little kid. So if my sisters see this, yeah, this is just me trying to call out my BS. When I was in high school, I started really getting into a lot of like older 90s and 80s hip hop, and then I started like revisiting more of the stuff that I grew up on, like Nelly and 90s, 2000s. Sorry, I said 2000s hip hop, early 2000s hip hop. Even when I started to get into high school, I started to realize that there's a lot of rappers who were considered to be either black rappers, or like white rappers, which never really made sense to me because I was like, hip hop is hip hop. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that I, growing up, was sort of straddling, two lines. I was never really black enough for like black kids. I was never white enough for like white kids, obviously. So like it never really, clicked with me. So going back to the whole FD Signifier and Anthony Fantano video, it's almost like the same kind of thing has happened to drum and bass, where now kind of there's a lot of white European people listening to this genre of music, and they really don't see, a lot of them don't see the fact that it came from the dance hall, and they're kind of very butthurt about listening to this, and anything that sounds remotely black, anything that sounds remotely like reggae, or anything that sounds remotely like dance hall or R&B or something like that, they start to get like really weird about it. And the truth is like I've seen a lot of really racist comments about it online, and it's just like it really hurts. And the thing is like, okay, great, Matthew, you're American, like, what does this have to do with you? Well, the truth is that, again, like I said, there's a lot of, it owes itself a lot to Jamaican dancehall music. And so when I hear people being like, oh, like, what does wagwan mean? Like, why is there a guy, talking the whole time on, on the set? Like, I don't want to listen to that. Like, why, what does wheel up mean? You know what I mean? Like, what do all these things mean? And it's like, well, that's the dancehall influence. That is the black influence. But I think that that's one of the reasons why I started listening to a lot of electronic music, is because it never really felt like it was either black or white to me. And I know that that probably doesn't make sense to a lot of Americans. I think that Americans probably would say, oh, electronic music is, predominantly white, especially in 2023. But the truth is that there's a lot of, black background in a lot of electronic music, especially like house music, going back to like the Detroit days, coming from disco, and then to, the house parties and stuff that they would have, and then like to techno eventually. And then going overseas and becoming like acid house, and then becoming UK hardcore, and then eventually jungle. And I just wanted to talk about this whole idea from a electronic music and especially drum and bass perspective, because a lot of people kind of, and especially I think black people in the US would probably listen to drum and bass and be like, okay, this is just like some white music essentially. But the truth is that it comes from a lot of like Jamaican music. It comes from a lot of Jamaican reggae, it comes from like dance hall, it comes from all these different circles, and that contributed to the sound, which would become jungle and then drum and bass. and then all these other offshoots of it. So yeah, it's really funny to think that someone would from the US might say that, you know, jungle is a white genre of music, when the truth is that like especially a lot of the jungle and drum and bass producers that I listen to, most of them are not white. Like I listen to like, you know, Crust, and people like Ronnie Size and, you know, Goldie, and even people, you know, like Ray Keith. Like all these people are from different backgrounds, and they even have different influences as well. But the truth is that it's, you know, it's pretty multicultural, and not only that, but it also, a lot of it comes from Jamaican dancehall. So I think what I want people to take from this video, if you're watching this, I think that I want people to see that at the end of the day, it's okay to go ahead and still continue to make a genre of music that, even if it may seem like it has been taken, or not even taken, but like, even if it seems like it is a white genre, I think that it's okay to go ahead and still create this kind of music. It's okay to make hip-hop, it's okay to make drum and bass, it's okay to make jungle, and still put yourself in the forefront of it. It's okay to be black and to make a genre of music. Maybe it's just a result of what I've been through growing up. Maybe it's a result of being, you know, not black enough or not white enough. I think that it's led to me kind of eschewing a lot of ideas of what stereotypes, you know, I should be as a black person, you know what I mean? I feel that it's okay to go ahead and experiment with music, and I think that it's okay to still create the music that you want to create, you know, and to still innovate, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be yourself. You know, you can't run away from that. And I think that we need to have more people of color making genres like drum and bass and jungle, because at the end of the day, you know, if you like a genre of music, you need to still be accounted for. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on this whole topic. Just wanted to know at the end if there's anybody who's had sort of this moment where you've, regardless of your race, whether you're white or black, whether someone has been surprised that you like a certain genre of music before. I know I've been, you know, a number of times, like right now, I'm obviously wearing my Fear Factory shirt, and I still like a lot of metal, but, you know, if there's any genre that you've listened to in the past that people have kind of maybe judged you a little bit for because maybe you don't look a certain way, let me know about it. So this has been an interesting discourse, so peace out, everyone.